Hello, everybody. Welcome back to OSL Week 5, Day 2. This is Gospel vs. Harden. Now, I'm really excited for this match because I think we've got some banger teams here with some banger sets. And starting us off, we do have Gospel's pick of the unknown, who will have Gibbsy playing Unk for Gospel here, which I'm
My
looking forward to. I
Gibby.
think this is the first unknown game I've been casting, and honestly, unknown a favorite killer of mine, and Gibbsy probably. I'd say OCE's best unknown player. He's phenomenal at the killer, plays him a lot. So I'm keen to see what we do now. If you go on a bit of a time travel with me to last week, we did see that ridiculous constant tying from Gospel verse. I think it was Renewal. It went to like 7
7 sets.
tiebreak. Yeah, it was 7. It was basically a BO7. They tied unknown like 3 times with 4K2s. So Gibbsy very consistent on the unknown, very good at the killer. So I'm keen to see what he can pull off here on the Almond Lake Mine, a bit of a newer map to DBD. As we're looking at this build, we do have the footprint cast, and that's the obscure video game cartridge there. So that's just a purple atom where when you teleport, you basically get boost strength and faster vault speed as well. You have the footprint cast, which whenever you get an infection, it reduces the time for your next hallucination by 15 seconds instead of
Oh,
10, so you get an extra 5 seconds there. We do see Yelly here on the Dwight getting tagged pretty early there, unfortunately, a nice little stun, but getting caught out of position. He's going to be rotating into main building now. Main building on Lake Mine is pretty dangerous against the unknown. It's very flat, it's very easy to get bounces around, but Yelly not going to the window down here. That's actually pretty strong, and instead opting to go up here and trying to play around these tiles here, but a cheeky little UVX infection there from Gibbs is going to spell danger for him as he doesn't
uh-oh.
opt to rotate away from the tile over to something much more dangerous here, as Gibby is going to be getting a very, very easy down. And honestly, I don't know. I feel like Yelly just played that really bad. We do have Pain Res. We can see Gibby looking around. I think his closest Pain Res is around the corner
This is
there.
pain
It
res.
doesn't
This
look
is
like this
bad.
one's a
Okay,
Pain
no,
Res.
stop.
No, it's not a Pain Res, but Nick Cage here on the prowl looking for an early pull. And Gohan, they've
Uh-oh.
only got one gen nearly done, and Gibbsy's already going for some disgusting shots here. Oh my god.
Oh, and speaking of disgusting shots, we get a disgusting M1 hit onto Jealousy. That is very unfortunate, and I am a big fan of Gibbsy, so as Jarms is as well. We are big fans of this man. He is a fan favorite of both of us. We adore him as much as we can, but unfortunately, we have done an amazing job. We did get the unhook, so thankfully they're not going to be, and they did the reset as well. So that is very lovely to see as well. It helps them out a lot. So it allows them to continue on. So Harden is going to be able to keep on going, keep on chugging. They get the first gen, but we do see Pain Res happen right next to where the hook was at 8. So we are going to go back towards the mid side of the map and see if we can find anyone crossing over. Maybe if we can find someone trying to do our totem. But no, we do not. We probably should. Or are we trying to... Okay, no, we're still trying to find out where someone is, and we do see someone, Gibbsy, with a 6th sense, being able to find Mayu and getting a lovely UVX as well, but he is going to go back and try and see if he can find someone crossing over, but no, he's got to try and hit... No, he doesn't get the amazing snipe, but we do see the unhook happen on to Jealousy, so now Jealousy is going to be chased here at 8. He is going to be having to try and do some mind games, and unfortunately, not going to be able to vault in time. Jealousy is going to go down, but they do get Wretched Fate out of the trial. So now Mayu can do the generators at normal speed. Isn't going to be disassembling from the gens, so luckily they're going to be able to continue on as is. Jealousy is going to be working on main. Senior is going to be working the generator that I like to call Silo near 10, but unfortunately, Yelly, or I believe it's Christmas Eve, is going to be interrupted at main, but we will just be calling them Yelly because obviously that would get confusing calling them Christmas Eve every single time. But we do see the vault happen into main, so they are just going to be running around this pallet here. But we do see Gibbsy jumping down and getting the M1 very quickly indeed. But we do see that he is just going to opt to leave this chase, and he's going to go for the kick and find Senior running away into the 11 area, but it looks like Gibbsy is actually going to suss it out and just teleport right back towards Yelly, and Yelly is going to be a little bit in a dangerous area, but no, we're going to be jumping right back down, maybe trying to catch someone off guard, and we do see Senior there. He is going to be getting a sniped, and it's a lovely shot by Gibbsy. He is going to be able to get that shot very well placed as well. Oh, we are going to see if we can get a second shot as well. And we do
Oh!
hit the second shot onto Cinia. This is not looking good for Team Harden, especially with Jealousy literally about to die. And it looks like they are just going to leave him on hook. So now Gibbsy is probably going to go into main, down Yelly as quick as he can. Or he's going to maybe go for another snipe onto Cinia. But no, he teleports in front of the area where Cinia is. And Cinia now is in a little bit of a danger zone here. He is going to be going down, but we do see a reset happen onto Mayu. So it looks like the Yelly and Mayu is going to be resetting somewhere in the background there. But no, we do see a double up on 2.
Yeah, we see the survivors here doubling, trying to get make the best of a bad situation. But the situation's about to get a lot worse as we see Payos coming through on the gen here. I think they're trying to get a reset now. Mayu also UVX infected, so if Gibbsy's able to get a cheeky little cross map here on the reset, that'd be huge. You get a tag as well as an infection onto Yelly, as well as interrupting the reset that coming through there. Gibbsy making a very good use of proxying that hook there with a fantastic hook spot. Both gens very high progress as well. We see that we're near the reset, but it looks like the survivors have stealthed away, maybe rotating over to get an unhook here. No, we see Yelly being fully reset in the background, but generally, just like earlier where he's protecting that generator, we saw some fantastic uses of UVX and infection onto Cinia, and as well as the injure onto him when he was on a gen. Cinia just not paying enough attention and greeting for the gen, because getting the hook right below 2 high progress gens is such a huge boon as a killer, and it just kind of dismantled Harden so easily. And at this point in time, it's looking like a 4K3. You might see Mayu get this gen here, but it forces Yelly to work, creep down edge map and try and go for a save and just not work any gens. But Gibbsy thinking maybe he's down the hole there, sending a UVX to just try and get an infection. But we know Yelly's at edge map nearby the hook, and just going in for a last minute save. As last minute as you can get, and he is going in here. We do find Mayo there in the background. No! We didn't get it in time, but we're too greedy. Cinea's hit second stage. Harden, you gotta lock in, buddy. You can't be letting mistakes like that happen. That's a costly one. And we do find the chase on the Mayo here, as they do pop the gen there and also eat a tag for it. But we're going to be using live at the edge map. Then Gibbsy not quite able to hit the UVX, as Mayo is able to rotate down towards his LWG. We're going to have UVX just up in just a moment here, but we've lost our UVX infection, so we're going to either need to reinfect Mayo or get a cheap little mind game, and we do get the mind game then, and even then we're on ping, so that tag is going to come through nice and quick smart. That's going to be another hook onto Mayu, and it's just looking like a 4K3 for Harden. And if you find Cinia, kill him. I just don't see Harden coming back from this in any capacity, Gohan.
Yeah, it is looking like a tall order for, especially considering Cinia just screamed on the jet as well, and Yelly getting hit through the ballot as well. This is bad news, Barry's, for Harden. Unfortunately, it is going to be a down onto Yelly as well, and because of the scream, Gibbsy knows exactly where to go, and he's heading towards 10. He is going to find Yelly, and Yelly, is he still... Where is Yelly? I don't know. Is he still on the generator? But no, he has been found. Gibbsy is able to get a 4K3 for his team, and this is a very tall order for Harden to beat. Gibbsy is showing why he is the unknown player for Gospel and why they pick the unknown killer. So if you are versing Gospel, maybe decide to ban the unknown, because as we see here, Gibbsy is putting on a performance for us.
He's doing very well there. Cinia is showing that he knows a bit more about the unknown, running into Gibbsy there as he's trying to get an infection tag on his relatively strong palette. He's trying to play his heart out here, and it's unfortunately just not working out, but a cheeky little ping hit there with the M1 that's going to spell the end for Cinia, and a very, very nice 4K3 here for Gibbsy's unknown. If you're Gospel, you got to be happy with that, because I've scrimmed against these guys. They know what they're doing. They're probably going to end up in the grand finals. They're very smart with it, and honestly, a 4K3 is more than easy for them to beat. And honestly, Gibbsy setting up a fantastic performance there. He's pretty consistently gotten 4K2s on the 4K1s on the unknown, and just 4Ks in general on a set that you probably should be seeing stage results for. As on mine, pretty large map. If you're on top of your teleportations, you're not going to be seeing a lot of teleports from the unknown. But we see there in the background, as well as just throughout the game, that Harden just weren't really on top of the teleports. They didn't do any dispelling of the hallucinations. They just sort of let them ride. Only got rid of the really, really annoying ones, and just, I don't know, a lot of macro mistakes, really short chases. Is just Harden just not pulling through for their team here. Maybe you just going, okay, let's just take it to the Guild of the Handmaster. We can try our best there, not worry about the unknown. But we do see Yelly here at the edge map. We're just going to close the hatch, play it safe here. No adrenaline on Yelly, so it will be getting closed out pretty safe and sound here, but very well
And
played from
no fresh
Gibbsy.
bleed out as well, which is
Yeah,
good.
no fresh hook bleed out. So what we might do here, actually, just while we wait for the stand out here, I'll send you all to intermission because we do need to set up the second half of Gospel vs. Harden Unknown, where we will be seeing Harden trying 4K 4 win con. Probably not going to happen. The more
With
reasonable is
Gospel's
4K3
lineup, yeah.
Tycon. Yeah, but even then, 4K3 Tycon is like a very, very tall order. So doubt we'll see it, but you never know. They might pull a hatchet. Maybe Gospel fumble. Maybe we see Andrew just feed his nuts out. We never know. But we're going to be going into a short intermission. We'll be right back after a short break. See you all very soon.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the second part of the unknown set. Gibbsy doing it absolutely juicer of a performance, getting a 4K3. So now it is going to be a 4K4 win con for our killer player of Mayu being on the unknown, and we have our set of survivors being new on the bill. Cash on Nia, Sis on Fang, and Andrew on the Atom. They're pretty much playing on their stock standard survivors. I don't think I've seen new play Bill yet, so that is quite of a new one to me. But it might not be a new one to the crowd there. But we do see them load in here, and we do see Cash is gonna be our Beamer player as usual. We do have Sis on our Smash Hit, and we do see Mayu's build is a bit different. We've replaced Wretched Fate for Ruin here. So it's an interesting choice as well. So it is going to be interesting to see how they go, but we do see Mayu is just going to be trying to do pot shots around the map, trying to get what he can. So it is going to be very interesting to see how Mayu can do here, but it is going to be a tall order because, we do find the first survivor. I don't know who that was, but maybe it was we might find out who that was, but we do see them opening up the main door as well, and the survivor is going to be running towards the 11 side of the map. So let's just see how they do. And it was Andrew being spotted out as well. Andrew hasn't always had the best luck on not being found first, but we found him first yet again.
Unfortunately, there we do see Milk shooting ourselves in the foot. Gamers, in case if you don't know what the Milk add-on does for Unknown, it doubles the bounce. I think this add-on is literally the devil. This, is awful. But that's okay because apparently Mayo likes it, and we do try and chase Andrew there. Milk, I think, shooting ourselves in the foot there twice now. Unfortunately, bouncing into the wrong areas as Andrew's trying to take a chase at this jungle gym here. Missed your VX tag from Mayo there means it buys me a ton of distance to some areas with some more resources as he's rotating over to the side of the map to these big cylinders. But he successfully dogs to UVX. Very nice dodge from Andrew, keeping his distance there, double faking it. He goes for the fast vault there, but bolts directly into Mayo's arms. What are you doing, big man? You're insane. As we do get the first down of the match there. His first gen pops in the background there. New playing a bit of Bill. You love to see it. I like my Bill. He's one of my B100 serves. I do like Bill. He's a lad. But we do get the painters there on a gen that I think was quite literally 1%, which is a shame. We find someone lurking and stalking here. It is Mr. Bill Overbeck New. As we try and play the Shaq against Noob. But if you're Mayu, I wouldn't be taking the chase against Noob at Shaq. That seems like a very poor idea, especially on the Unk, because Unk is a pretty indistinct killer. But we do get the cheeky corner shot there on Noob, who I thought maybe would have spaced himself a bit better, but no. We get the EVX tag on Noob, and Noob makes a bit of distance as Mayu drops that chase, and opposite just camp Andrew out a little bit. We aren't playing for a 4K3 tie here, it seems. We're just playing for the best result possible. Maybe probably understanding that 4K3 is pretty unreasonable. 4K2 probably much more easier to do, I think. Yeah, and just forcing Gohan second stage, it does mean that someone has to come with the save. If it is new, it does mean that we get a bit of an injure there, as well as the UVX infection onto Andrew to make things better. And looks like we do see New looking for the save here. He needs to get rid of his UVX before he goes in for the saves, though, or else Mayu will have a really easy time two-tapping him on the unhook here, or even maybe getting an injury before he even gets there. Oh, this is really bad for Gospel. He can't be getting tagged here. New has to not get tagged by the UVX here, but he's spacing himself correctly. Just a few more seconds, and he runs into the open. It's going to force an M1, which does mean he gets the trade under the hook, as he did lose his UVX infection, but a cheeky UVX does mean they're double tagged again as New takes the vault there first. Andrew blocking a little bit with his built-in BT, but he does accept the deep wound tag there as he rotates away. He is infected, however, so Mayo's able to get a juicy down.
Ooh, and that's the dog.
We are at Tycon already, though, Gohan.
No, that's the win.
Mayu.
That is, I believe that is, the win for Gospel. So Gospel is going to be getting the first dub, but Andrew,
what are you doing?
even if Andrew has been doing very poorly, oh, but Mayo is gonna save Andrew. Thank you, Mayo, for it. Oh, sorry, ooh, my bad. Cash, sorry. Thankfully, Cash is able to save Andrew from doing a lot of fumbles in his chases, unfortunately. But we do see Andrew is going to be chasing around this 11 side, and he is going to not be able to get the bounce on, thankfully. So he isn't going to be infected, but Mayu is going to continue the chase on to Andrew. And then we're going to be going down to the bottom side of the map. We finally get to take a gander here and for an actual chase and see how it goes. And unfortunately, it is going to be the down for Andrew. Andrew, he hasn't been having the best time here, but we see Cash was actually around there for the save, but unfortunately, Mayu is going to be able to get him and tag and be able to go for now pretty much probably trying to get maybe I think 4K1 is probably the best result possible with how the gens in the background we saw earlier. Maybe even a 4K0 is the best,
No.
but we are trying as much as we can, and unfortunately, Mayu isn't able to get this down as quick as possible, but we are going to see the tag into Cash. Cash is going to go down here, and we are going to be slugging Andrew here all the way at the bottom side of the silo. So he isn't going to be able to get saved just yet, but we do see Sizz coming in there with a Batman of a drop into the heal. And we do have leader, so we can heal that a bit more quicker as well. But we do see Nu was the one to next complete the generator. So now he is going to try and figure out where Nu is, but I feel like Nu is already long gone.
Yeah, he rotated away much earlier than I think May was expecting. I don't think there's a 4K in any reality. Gohan, I do believe that this is most definitely out. We see Andrew fully healed. We don't have our tunnel out anywhere. We're just spending a lot of time dicking around at basement in Shack when Nu is already long gone. Unless he's here. No,
Oh,
what the fuck?
never mind.
I'm talking out of my ass. Sorry, I'll retire. My macro is dog shit. What can I say? Apparently, Nu is just in the basement for some reason, and Mayo
Oh,
just
no.
knew that, apparently. But that's okay. We get the hook at the Nu. Another fresh hook. No pain res. That's okay. I don't think the gen's being working in the background. We are spending time resetting Cash here, who did get unhooked by Andrew. Yeah, no gens being worked, but honestly, on Almond Lake Mine, what gens do we have here? If Mayo could look at them.
We have
one, we have two here, one at the little tower.
9,
and
10,
then
8. 9,
9,
10,
10, 8.
8.
So
That is
they're decently
interesting.
close. Decently.
Yeah, so it's not
But,
gonna. It's not the worst either because he's playing unknown, so he can just teleport to that far generator at 11 and then teleport back as well. But we do see the next chase happening onto a Sizz. So we're going to see how Sizz goes around this. Unfortunately, there isn't a pallet anymore because Andrew has dropped it. Andrew has made dead zones for dead zones. But he is going to be able to walk around this 10 tile or silo, as I call it. And he's going to be able to loop back down towards the bottom end of the map because of virtually there isn't any balance there.
oh no.
Oh, we're going to teleport right back to basement and try and get this down as quick as possible on to the person getting. Oh wait, we see a reset happen. Interesting, and we do see a quick. Oh, and we do see a whiff onto Cash. That is very unfortunate. I believe Cash is actually the only player that isn't on bad ping compared to his team because he is, I believe, from WA as well. So he's not going to be as bad of ping compared to his teammates. So maybe that is the save and grace for them, being able to have someone who's at least able to play on either side of the ping spectrum. But we do see an unfortunate attempt tag onto Andrew trying to shoot through the forklift, but not being able to get it. And we do see the tag, UVX tag onto Sizz now finally happening. But unfortunately, Mayu isn't able to convert that into a down just yet, so the chase is going to still be happening. But we do teleport to the middle of the map. Is he going to be able to get this tag onto Sizz? He is going to be able to get the tag, but not the tag that he wants. He is going to be able to remove the UVX just before the tag fully happens, and Cash is going to be coming in here for a protection hit, maybe even a flashlight save if they can do it. But we do see everyone is actually here. We have a little party going down here at 7 on the side of the map, but we do see Cash being able to bait the tag or bait the swing with a sprint burst of 99 on the trial. But unfortunately, we are going to switch over onto Nu, and we are going to kick this generator at 7. We don't want them to completing. We don't want them getting stages out. We want to try and get a 4K1, maybe even a 4K0 if he's able to. Unfortunately, Sizz running into no man's land and going to be getting probably a quick 2-tap here, unless Cash is here. Yep, and there it is. Cash is here for the save, and we do see someone getting Ruin gone in the background, and probably Andrew getting rid of it on the 11 side of the map. So we are going to be seeing that be cleansed, and we do see the trial still happening. We do see them trying to get a UVX hack onto Nu, and Nu is running for his life, running over towards 4 now.
Yeah, this Jace has been a bit flip-floppy. We do see another gen getting done in the background. That wasn't Ruin getting popped. It got popped ages ago, Gohan. That was just someone doing a fast fall at Shaq. I think it was Cash there. But, yeah, with the gen being done here, missed bounce once again onto Nu. I think Milk once again shot Mayo in the foot there. We would have seen it down onto Cash much earlier there. But, unfortunately, the projectile just bounced too far. A good body block attempt from Andrew here, but... with that door already being open, I think we're just going to be taking the outs here. Maybe a cheeky cross map on Andrew if we're feeling a bit lucky, but no, we're just going to be
This
seeing
is
the re-entry
3
there
stages.
as we
Oh
don't
no.
quite get there, and that is a 3-stage unknown. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to OSL. This is week 5, day 2, Gospel vs. Harden. In case you missed the first set, we saw an absolute crazy game on the side of Gospel on Unknown, with Gibbsy setting a 4K3 result on the Unk, and Harden not quite able to follow it up and only getting 3 stages, which is a shame to see. But now we're in their territory. We're on the Ghoul, the Ken Carnegie on Wretched Chop, and this is Harden's pick, so I'm keen to see how they do and how they've sort of prepared themselves against this killer. It's a killer that not a lot of people are used to yet. The first set's very easy. There's super high mobility on a weird map. It's definitely an interesting killer, all things considered. I'm not a ghoul player by any means, so I don't really know what you do against this killer other than explode. But loading into the game here, we do see looking we have Dying Light, which is super interesting. No Corrupt. So we've Dying Light,
Interesting.
Wretched Fate, Ruin Pain Rose, and then of course we have the Coffee add-on, which makes us faster. And then the Hanami's Umbrella, which I think is cooldown. Let me double check as we are looking for the first chase here. Gohan, opinions on the Ken Carnegie set?
Gareki Ken. No, I love the killer personally because I love the series of Tokyo Ghoul, so I'm a big fan that they managed to get this killer in to the into the game. It's very fun, but we do see Nu unfortunately going to be taking that first Carbonate tag onto him. He's going to have to try and doing as best as he can, but unfortunately Cash is also going to be found out as well. This is not looking good for them and at all because of the fact that this is going to be quite rough for them, but we do see the 4-wall here, so we're going to be trying to do as much as we can. We're going to have to be trying and get the chase as long as we can, but unfortunately we are going to be going down quite early on in the trial. Not the best, not the worst, but could be better, could be worse, but we are going to be continuing on, and we do see the first totem pop is well, so that is going to be quite unfortunate. I do believe that was Ruin as well, considering that I believe Wretched Fate isn't even active yet. But we do see, unfortunately, Andrew is going to be taking the Pain Rose, and they are going to know now that Dying Light is a part of the trial. Wretched Fate is also going to be active when the first gen pops as well, so it means everyone is pretty much going to be doing a gen slow. Unless Sis can find that totem when it does eventually activate, so then they can get it done. So then at least Sis can be on the generators and just start cranking them out and leave these guys to do their chases. And unfortunately, Nu being able to get a very good vault here, going to be going down here in the corner. And currently, this early game, not the best, not the worst, but we do see that Nu is going to go down here finally in the corner of the map here. And our first gen, hopefully, will be popped, but considering that Nu is a fresh, it looks like it might be interrupted yet again.
Yeah, we're going to see the painters coming through on the high progress gen there. Andrew trying to use his fixated champion of light to get his sprint burst back a bit faster. We do rotate over to Andrew's gen, apply a bit of a dry kick there. We don't have eruption on the board, instead we're opting for that ruin that got cleansed early. Dying Light doing a bit of passive slowdown there in the background. But we lost our talent there onto Cash. We rotated for Nu instead. Everyone is healthy. It's worth noting as well, Hanami's Umbrella, for those wondering what that add-on does, it adds 10 seconds to the enraged countdown for every perfectly timed tentacle attack there. So we are going to be getting probably the first tag onto Sis here. We're not enraged anymore, so we only have 2 charges of our power, but I dare say we'll be enraged very quickly as we rotate over to someone else here who I think
Oh,
was working this generator. We might have found Andrew out of position, but not quite. We're just getting our tag to Sis and we're rotating away. Mayu trying to find someone else to enrage Mark. We don't want to enrage Mark Sis as he's already injured, because if we enrage someone else and then chase someone who isn't marked by enrage, we can do the cheeky little kidnap tech there, which is shown to be a very, very vicious method of playing. But Sis, they're already reset in the background there. Maybe a medkit or inner strength. Probably our inner strength player hopping in a locker there, getting good value there. We do find Nu, who's managed to rotate down this side of the map, but I think he
oh,
is
we
able to
didn't.
successfully get this drop onto this pallet. But no, this pallet is connected to a long window as well as shack window. You got to break that pallet. A bit
Oh,
of an
that's unfortunate.
ambitious use of power from Mayo. I don't know why we're doing that there, but we're just trying to hunt down Nu. But he's playing it super safe. Got the checkies in check, as he's not going to be going down anytime soon. We're also not on rage, so this pull isn't going to happen super fast. And Nu's also a live player, so he's going to be able to rotate away from this jungle gym. We see a jump up in the background, back down to these tiles here. This tile also connects to the shack as well, so as soon as we break this pad, we're just going to be able to go straight to that shack window, and we might even have a teammate who just did that gem in the background come take a hit for us, but we do mark Nu without having to go through the full animation, which is actually really good for us, because now we have 3 tags for our power, so we can use it a bit easier to maneuver around. But Gospel on those gens, and Chase is being taken away from gens. This is also not our painters. The only painters we've used. We're
Wait.
really struggling to get our tunnel out here, but we are just going to be dying under pallet. I think Nu very happy to do so, but
Oh,
Mayu just kind of using power into him there, maybe trying to bait a throwdown. There's going to be breaking that power with power on cooldown there, and we see Wretched Fate popping in the background, another gen getting done in the background, and Nu's having the run for his life. An ambitious swing from Mayu is going to give Nu the shack window. He's going for a generational run for his team here, but with a bit of an enraged fault, it's not going to mean much because he has his connecting tile. Mayo has to break the pallet, and he's forced to do so. He's about to get his power back, though, so Nu might be in trouble very shortly, but if he breaks his pallet, which he is, he's going to lose 2 tokens of his power, so he can't even use it in the transitionary space to catch up and down him. It just forces Nu to go die in a corner here. He might have an edge map power if he's lucky, but he's just playing around the junk just a little bit here. Mayo just needs to hold W for a little bit, but no, Nu makes the window. He's going for a generational run, and he medium volts back. We might even see someone come in for a hit take to just try and extend this chase even more. These gens are getting cranked in the background. I really hope we're about to see a 2-stage, sorry, a 3-stage, because we do hook someone else, but no, Nu is going to be forcing the basement hooky, and what a chase from Nu. You gotta be happy if your Gospel survives with that chase. My God, Gohan.
yeah, indeed it is, and unfortunately we do see the next gen pop, and we have another gen on the chopping block. It looks like it's gonna be it's looking very bad. They did get a pain res, so at least we get a notification that there is survivors on generators, but he doesn't know which one. But it is currently 3 stages. This is looking very, very rough for Mayu, and especially considering that there is a door right next to them as well. So Sis is going to be the next one in chase. He's not going to be able to get down instantly. He's got a bad bus as well, but he is going to make it all the way to the edge map, and unfortunately he's going to get tagged, but not the full animation. He is going to get it down. A little cheeky little stun as well. We got a door at 11, or is that 12? 12 and 3 are our doors, so not the best, not the worst, but unfortunately we do get a lovely stun here by Sis. Sis is going to be able to do maybe even do a generational chase just like Nu did to be able to get their 3 stages out of the board, and it looks like they are going to get a Wait, they saved Nu in the background, I don't even realize.
Yeah,
they going to get everyone out?
They got the unhook onto Nu. We down Sis there. We see someone looking for a save here. Nu injured here, trying to take chase away from Sis. Nu, I think, is worth the least amount of points here. So this is someone you actually don't want.
He's on second stage.
He's not quite able to get that edge map there. As Nu's on Death Hook, we see Sis. Unfortunately, someone there missing this killing skill check there. That was Mr. Cash from WA. Unfortunately, he's just forced to drop that pad and rotate away. But we see Andrew here in the background, the champion of light himself. He's just going to get tagged as well and rotate away. And I think at this point, Gospel, we're doing a bit of feeding because we really want Sis out this game. We do get the pick up of the Sis, which does mean we need Cash to take the body. We do. We take the body, we get the Kakune mark set there, but I don't think we get our power and pack in time before they get out of the gate here. They're very happy to just leave Nu dead and give an extra stage here because that does mean a 4-stage 2 fresh result on the ghoul set, which is not what you want. Mayu desperately trying to go for a body but not quite getting his power back in time, and that's going to be a 4-stage 2 fresh result on the side of Gospel. Fantastic start to the set if you're Gospel, and I think the Kaneki player is going to be very happy with that result, Gohan.
I believe it is we are going to be seeing, I think, Nu on the Kaneki, because he was playing it last time. We saw him on, or we at least saw last time we saw Gospel verse or play Ghoul, so we are probably going to be seeing Nu, and I'm probably sure Nu is very happy or whoever their killer is very happy that they only have to get 4 stages to win. So that's looking very rough for them. But we are gonna go into a short intermission because I doubt everyone wants to watch this. Watch Nu just be slugging around. Even if we do get the Mori, everyone's watched the Moris for the respected killers we have on the trial. So we are going to go into a short intermission and then we will set up the Gospel's killer, where they only have to get 4 stages, 2 fresh to get a dub. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the second side of Gospel versus Harden. Unfortunately, Harden only getting 4 stages, so the win con is 5 stages. I accidentally said 4 because I thought Nu was going to be able to slug himself out of the trial, but unfortunately he was found because Mayu just stuck by the gate, so meaning that they weren't able to get out. But we are going to be seeing Nu going to be going in here. I was right. It is going to be Nu's killer. It is going to be Jealousy, Cynia, Yellow, or I believe it's I think it's Yellow, or I don't know how they say their name because it's just on the sheet, but they have a different name on this. It is Yellow, yeah, Yelly. Okay, Yelly, not Yellow. Then we have obviously Mayu. So we have a different build here. We do have Corrupt this time. We have Corrupt, Undying, Ruin, and Pain Res. We do see that Nu is pretty much running in the exact same add-on set, being the T and the Hinami's Umbrella, but we do see that Nu is also running the main fight scene for versing Kaneki versus Jason. So we do see that the Undying is the first one to be removed, and we do see the first tag happen on to a Yelly, and we do see our Undying in the background pop as well, and our Ruin is actually quite far back, all the way next to 3, so not the best spot, but we do have a luckily we have a power hit, but unfortunately Yelly isn't gonna vault in time and he is gonna get tagged. We do see only now people are on gens, so not the best gen progress for the first tag, but hey, at least we're double splitting. At least we're splitting the gens. We're not doing a double up. But we do see Ruin, Pain Res, so one of the gens are absolutely dead, and the other gen is at least going to be able to be worked on.
Already a much better start on the side of Gospel than Harden. We also get a cheeky little M1 there onto Jealousy, which is really bad because it does mean we're going to be able to get maybe a potential kidnap tech, but no, we see Jealousy with the live, which does buy him enough distance to rotate towards a better tile here. Yelly's still halfway through on his Kagune mark, which, I mean, if Jealousy's anywhere near a window, he's just going to die, but Nu's decided he's just going to come back and go for the tunnel out. We do see Gelly here with the sprint burst already back up. He's going to be pre-throwing that pallet. Very wise choice, my friend, as we're going to be seeing Nu break that pallet. Not quite before his tokens come back, so he does, unfortunately, eat 2 tokens getting lost there, so he's going to wait a little bit before he can use this power again. But Yelly, unfortunately, just running to the edge of that pallet here. We have the Z-Wall Infinite, but no, not walking out in our favors. We're just going to be going down there, and already it's not looking good for Harden. They got 1 gen at 25%. We got Jealousy injured, maybe resetting somewhere somehow. Mayu stealthing, only just now getting on a gen, getting ready for the play, but no. This is really bad on the side of Harden. Like, you've already got such an insane win con to meet, right? Like, you got to tie it with 4 stages, or you 3 stage
win with 5.
And yeah, like
So
Nu wins with 5.
Yeah, Nu wins with 5. So this is looking quite rough for the side of Harden, because Nu is at least well versed in this killer. He did prove that when he was playing it for other sets against other teams, but we do see that Cynia is going to now take the new Kagune tag, so he is going to be able to get his 3 tokens again. Being able to use it is probably much better than having 2, because obviously that way you don't have to worry about doing some fancy stuff with only 2 tokens. But we do see that our survivor of Mayu is going to try and suss out the save. But unfortunately, Yelly is on quite on the downside here. He is actually nearly out of the trial. If Nu can stop Mayu from doing it, and he does, it looks like it is going to spell the death for Yelly.
Yeah, Yelly, unless Mayu just barely gets in. No, Yelly is dead. We're going to have our tunnel happening at 5 gens, and the other gens are no high progress or all. Nu's unironically on track here to get a potential 4k5 or 4k4, 4k5, which is an insane result for Ghoul, honestly. Harden just not playing to the strength, maybe a little bit, disappointed, or like, what's the word, disheartened with their previous results here. The mentals are just not there as we do take the chase onto Cinia, who is Kakune marked. So we are going to be able to get that fastball over the pad if he does indeed throw. But we're going for a cheeky, and when we do get it through the pad as well as a stun there, Cinia, I'm going to be rotating away as Nu goes over the Shack Gen. I think he's playing for this 4K5. He's going for slugs. He's going for tags. He wants to play for the best result possible, and he wants another 4K5 for his team. We already saw Gospel putting up a 4K5 when Addict played Blight, and oh my god, fantastic usage of Kaneki's power there, right on top of Cinia, just
Oh
immediately
no.
bashing him in the back of the head. The Slytex coming in clutch as he's heading back over to Mayu's corpse, and I don't know how they do this tech, by the way, but it's very funny to watch because they just kind of slide along the ground weirdly. But it's just jealousy, and I don't know what you do if, in this situation if you're jealousy. You've basically just lost at this point. Jen's regressing with Ruin because we've only just cleansed on dying. If he wanted to hook Cini and Mayo, he could, and then just get his pain resist. But I think Nu really, really, really wants this 4K5, which honestly I don't blame him. It's very rare that you have the opportunity to seize a 4K5 in a competitive setting. But it's only depending on what Josie's doing. If Shima could quickly swap to Josie's POV, so we can kind of just see what he's doing, where he's crawling. All of our survivors are fully recovered, but Jealousy is
He
just
is
stealthing and
just
looking and stalking.
chilling.
He's just chilling by a loop right now. He's very far away from both slugs. I don't know if they're just playing for bleed outs or what, but I think News is going to be going for his hooks here, just so that way he doesn't have any, bleed out problems, teams, no minus points or anything silly like that. Yeah, these will be pain resistors as well, so any high progress gems are going to be bashed right back down to zero, I dare say, with Ruin doing a fair bit of the heavy lifting there as well. But Josie on the move now after we got the pick up as News trying to find the other slug there who is Cinia, but no, Josie is just hanging out by Shack going on, having a grand old time.
Yeah, it looks like he's actually trying to go for probably trying to get the exit gate, or sorry, the hatch here. But Nu is in the area, so it don't look like it's going to be a good idea. But we do see that he is trying to do as much as he can here. Wants to be able to get out of the trial through the door, maybe hopefully try and do as much as he can. But unfortunately, he isn't going to be able to. He is going to be able to still try and look around. He's trying to find where his slug is. But to be fair, even if Mayu dies, as long as he finds another hook, even if it was the plus or the minus 0.5, it won't do much for the result, at least for him on the killer side of things. But hey, maybe he does something weird, but unfortunately, he is going to find Jealousy around the corner of the map. So that is going to be all they wrote for Jealousy. And as long as he hooks him, that is going to be a win for Nu. And there it is. There is the dub for Nu. So that is going to be a 2-0 towards Harden. Unfortunately, getting 2-0'd by Gospel. So well done to Gospel, feeding it 2-0 against Harden. So I believe that puts them in the top of the list. And yes, it does. It puts them at the very tippy top of the bracket for them. So they are going to be first seeded, having 4 set wins and 0 losses. So well done to Gospel for being able to get such an amazing win ratio in their group. So well done to that. And we will eventually come in for our next set, which is going to be Zetsubo and Lirasan Marine. That is going to be very interesting. We have the sets of Blight on Gas Haven, followed by Mastermind on Wrecker's Yard, followed by Demogorgon on the Wrecker's Yard again. Wrecker's Yard, very heavily picked by the looks of things. Smoke, I do believe you are dipping for that as well. So do you have any final words for everyone at home?
Ban new, not being wholesome Chungus, not giving the cage the hatch.